Hello there, how are you? You want me to tell you what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of the women!
Hey, what's up, Internet? It's Doc, and this is a beta, and I'm here with Shaz1874, who's also played this, and we're just going to discuss this game. So, you want to say hello?
Yeah, thanks, Doc. Sorry, man. Listen, thanks for inviting me onto the Duocom with regards to this closed beta. I know that you've been having a lot better results than me at the game, but we'll maybe touch on that later. So, yeah, I mean, why don't you tell us what you think first of all?
I'm impressed. The game is Blacklight Retribution. By the way, I didn't even say the title of the game. I'm trying to figure out how to hack this little domination point here. And essentially, it is a free-to-play. They call it an MMO FPS. I don't see how it's an MMO because you're still in just 8-man lobbies or 16-man lobbies or whatever. Uh, but yeah, it's free to play and it is in closed beta right now, and the open beta should be starting sometime relatively soon. I guess there's no date given for it. Um, and so you had actually originally shown this to me, like the website for the developer and all that, just that it was happening at some point in the future, several months ago.
Yeah, and just was it last night? Well, yeah, yesterday we found a website that was giving away codes to get into the closed beta.
Yeah,
So it was a result, and might want to put that link in the description or something just to see if people can get in. But if it is going to be open beta, um, certainly anybody who's watching this, I'm pretty shitty on the whole PC gaming thing, and if I had a controller, I'd be enjoying it a lot more. But my first impressions are that it's a really nice game. The graphics are decent. Um, it seems to run smooth. I do find that the hit detection's pretty respectable as well.
yeah,
So
and
I would encourage people to certainly check it out, Doc.
and the fact that it'll be free to play when it finally releases, like even if it sucks, you're not paying anything for it. Even if you don't enjoy it, it's free. So if you just get on for a game or two every now and then, like
Yeah, I think
you don't have
anybody
to
who
pay anything.
likes FPS games, if you like a shooter, then you'd be kind of crazy not to try it. And the reason is because it's free. And we kind of, we do pick up a lot of different FPS games, and we have to pay for them. You're $60 or whatever, and they're not even half as good as this. And that's my opinion. It is obviously it's a futuristic kind of set game, but the weapons do feel pretty good. I noticed that you've got a sight on this particular rifle, which I tried to buy one earlier and I bought the wrong thing. So um, yeah, and you're doing well as well. You're not a noob on the PC. You're a bit of an elitist now. So
Yeah, the way that the whole free to play system works, much like Team Fortress 2. Anybody that's got Steam has probably got Team Fortress 2, as it is also free to play. And developers and such still have to make money. So
hmm
rather than paying an initial cost for the game or paying a monthly fee or something like that, they kind of nickel and dime you for various weapons and other sorts of items. And so this is set up to follow along that same sort of line of thinking. And right now in the beta phase, they give you like 5,000 credits or points. I think they call it Zen, which I'm assuming is probably going to be what you're going to have to pay for in the long run. And you can use that or game points, which you get just from playing the game, to get new weapons or parts for your gun or different armor or whatever, which have a variety of both aesthetic as well as functional effects to them. Um, and I completely lost my train of thought there. It
yeah, I mean
costs
the whole
it's like Battlefield Play for free.
yeah,
You can unlock
exactly.
it for a day, or from 1 to 6 days, or permanent. And if you want it permanently, and you want to do the game points route, which you get just from playing the game, it's going to take a lot of game points. I think some of the stuff I was looking at and bought with the Zen that came free with the closed beta, because I don't think they're taking money just yet. Uh, it was like 60,000 game points or something, which takes a lot. I played for
Yeah,
several hours last night and only had 1,000 game points at the end of all that. or you
Yeah,
pay
the
like
whole
500 Zen, which is probably a couple bucks.
thing is, Doc, the whole Zen thing kind of reminds me how I'd feel if I'd visited a Tokyo massage parlor.
Yeah,
You
Zen
know?
is an interesting choice of words for this. I don't know why. I don't
Yes.
know why they went with that.
I don't know why I'm thinking massage parlor, but that's another story. But yeah, I mean, you'll see from the game. I mean, it is a graphically, appealing game. I mean, it does look good. As far as the sound is concerned, I mean, I've been playing with the volume really low because we've been on Skype chatting, whilst I've been gaming, so I can't really comment on the game sound. Um, but it's definitely, it is nice. It is a pretty game, and I do prefer the sort of kill feed and how the points are appearing on your screen even more so than Battlefield 3, for example. I think it's nice. It's very clean. So I do have a lot of hopes for this game, and I think the fact that they're charging you for sort of extras and weapons is a good idea, because you can, if you do love the game, then why not invest 10, 20 bucks into your experience. You're still saving money on if you had bought it as a full release.
Yeah, and even if you can't afford it, you can always just play lots of matches till you have enough game points to get what you're looking for. So yeah, the free to play concept is something that I think is going to become really popular. It's already sort of going that way with a lot of games, and it's just going to blow up from here. Because it is effective. Like I think DC Universe Online, when it went free to play, I read an article somewhere that said that their profits increased like 700% from when they were charging a monthly
Oh,
fee to play that game. And so, if your game is not real successful off the pay to play format, then free to play is an option. And I think a lot more companies are realizing that, especially smaller kind of indie developers are realizing that potential and going that route, which is good for them and good for gamers. Because let's face it, gaming is an expensive hobby, like especially PC gaming. Because PC components to have like the latest and greatest stuff is not at all cheap. And then you pay another 60 bucks for a game, and if it's an MMO, there's another $15 a month fee. And so the free-to-play route, as long as it's not abused in whatever way, because that's one thing gamers are bad about, is finding ways to break the system. I think it's a very good idea, and it will pay off in the long run.
yeah, well, you just have to look at Team Fortress 2 and how popular that game is.
Yeah.
Whether it be on YouTube or wherever, lots of people play Team Fortress 2. And one of the main reasons is because it's free, but it is a solid title.
Exactly.
And I think I prefer this more so than Team Fortress 2, because it is a shooter. And certainly, if this is the sequel to the Blacklight Tango Down, which was a bit of a failure, they have done a good job. You'll see in the gameplay here as well, Doc's calling in some sort of mech thing, armor suit. But he did get killed, so he lost that. But that's essentially like one of those mechs in Killzone 3, I presume, is it?
Yeah, something
Would you
like
say,
that.
yeah?
It's like they if you go to those little nodes or whatever, I forget what they're called. It's essentially like kill streaks. You accumulate points, which you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner of my screen where it says 2,000 something CP, and then those can be spent at those little stations on a little, a mech that you can walk around in, or a minigun, or a flamethrower, just more advanced weaponry and stuff like that.
And you can see as well, you just sort of used your sort of visor, which it is only for a second or two, but it gives you that sort of vision to see where people are, which is kind of interesting because, previous games that have had something like that, they are generally on for a certain extended period of time.
Yeah.
But I think with this being on only for a matter of 1 or 2 seconds, I believe, I think that adds to the balance of the game.
Yeah,
So
and
that
you
people
can't
aren't using
do
it.
anything while it's on either. You can't shoot. I don't think you can sprint. Like pretty much, you can just walk normal speed and look around.
Yeah, exactly. The same thing goes with the cloaking device, which I spent my Zen on. With the cloaking device, you couldn't really do anything while you're cloaked, so you can only use that to get to point A to B, which I think is really good. So I'm liking all these little aspects. As I said, my only difficulty is that I need a keyboard and mouse. That's the only problem.
Yeah, so all in all, it is a great game. It is headed in the right direction, in my opinion, as far as what it will be come final release. I had very few complaints with the game. The hitboxes seemed a little awkward at times. It seemed like I was should have been hitting someone but they weren't taking any damage, and I wasn't getting any hit markers. And also, the hip fire was completely worthless. Every time I've tried to hip fire somebody, I've come up empty, like no hit markers, nothing to indicate that I got even close, even though we're so close and they're always within my little crosshair or whatever. But overall, I'm really impressed, and I think this game is going to be
really
good.
game.
And since they've still got the rest of this beta phase and an open beta phase, it will be extensively tested, and hopefully all these kind of bugs will be worked out before final release.
Well, thanks for having me, Doc, and hope you all enjoyed it. And I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, definitely. And I will put a link to the a link in the description to where we got these beta keys from. So if they have any left, you can go out there and check it out yourself. The system requirements aren't too terrible, so if your PC is not awesome, you can probably still run it.
Yeah, like mine.
Yeah, so
Cheers,
thanks for
guys.
watching, guys, and we'll check you later.